Marilyn Monroe, her as well. Fucking Oprah. Fucking Oprah Winfrey. Ariana Grande. Drake. The Beckhams. Fucking Jack Harlow.
You are now listening to the Sweet Nostalgia Podcast.
Hi, welcome back. You know, I'm in a pretty good mood, I will say. You know, I hope you guys had a good day. Today was a pretty good day. Like, it was raining. Like, I woke up, it was raining and stuff. So I was like, here we go. Because people just forget how to drive when it rains. Like, it just goes out the window. Like, they haven't been driving for the last, 10, 15 years. It just leaves, some people's minds. So I was kind of, preparing myself for that. But, honestly, I left a little bit later than I should have. But I feel like my mornings are kind of, chaotic. Not chaotic, there's just, a routine. But, I got a puppy. I'm a single mother to this puppy. So I have to, get up, take him out, feed him. Then while he's eating, I get dressed. Then after I get dressed, take him out again. Then finish what I'm doing. Then get everything. Then go to work. So, it's a lot. But, yeah, I got to work, parked at a perfect time, because at my job, we have to fucking pay to park and also catch a fucking shuttle thing to my job, because that's normal. So fucking annoying. I've literally never worked somewhere where you have to pay to park at your job that you have to be at on time. It's just a lot. It's just not the vibe, that whole parking situation. But got to work on time, walked in the door perfect on time, got some really good breakfast, got to leave work a little bit early today. It was a nice vibe. And right now I got an instant going, got a face mask on. The vibe is vibing. Since the vibe today, is feeling high, since the vibration is high today, I decided that today would be a really good day to just talk about manifesting. And I'm really gonna try to not make this a long episode. But I'm gonna be honest, it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard because this is a topic that I get so passionate about. Just like anyone else who's a manifester or has manifested or knows about law of attraction stuff, it's just so exciting to talk about sometimes. And yes, so for me, I grew up in the South, good old South. And I grew up Christian Baptist, which is pretty common around here. My mom read the Bible by the time she was 12, church every Sunday type of thing when we were really young. So I didn't really know about manifesting. I didn't know about law of attraction or anything like that. Just a quick little story time of, I don't know why this stuff always happens before the podcast too. Dead ass right before I'm about to film, something happens. And it's not I don't know. It's starting to get weird, but we're not even going to focus on that today, because today's topic is, it's too nice to be, starting off negative. But I literally electrocuted myself today. Dead ass electrocuted myself. and I don't know how to feel about it. Like, I've heard stories, like, I know people that have, like, said that they've, like, done little stuff like that by, like, plugging something in, but I don't know why. I just didn't think it would happen to me. And I went to the bathroom. Of course, that's, like, a whole thing because my puppy wants to, like, go with me. Like, he has to be there. And so every time I go to the bathroom, he's, like, right behind me, like, "Hey, girl, where are we going?" And in the bathroom, sometimes I just, like, like, wash my hands and, like, sometimes I don't even dry them. Like, sometimes it's just a quick little, like, pat on the towel, moving quick thing. But at least I wash my hands. Like, that's the main part. Like, do that. Don't be nasty out here. But I did that today, just kind of rushing, being like, oh yeah, like, I gotta grab, the computer, the laptop, whatever. And I was unplugging the charger. And my hands, they weren't dripping wet though. That's the thing. Like, they had just a tad bit of water on them. And I was trying to unplug the thing, charger. And it was kind of like where you were kind of like not pulling it out, but like wiggling it out. So I was trying to do that, but it kind of got stuck. So I went to put my thumb on the like extension cord, and I guess it touched the silver tooth part, and yeah, it fucking zapped me. Like, and it wasn't even hot. Like, it literally just like tingled. Like, my whole fucking hand went like tense. I was like, what the hell? It lasted for like probably 5 seconds in reality, but it felt like 2 whole minutes, and it kind of started freaking me out. Like, immediately afterwards, it started freaking me out, and I was like, holy fuck! Like, I just electrocuted myself. Like, I felt a vibration in my body, and I didn't like it. And so of course, what else am I gonna do? Call my mom. She's like going to play bingo with my aunt. This is literally like the first time she's ever she's gone or they've went, but it's just funny because she told me that and I was like, okay, lit. Bingo's a vibe, I guess. I mean, it really kind of is. But anyways, so I call her and I'm like, she's like, hey, and I'm like, I just electrocuted myself. And she was like, you what? Because she couldn't hear me. So the whole time, just me in my room and my phone after being electrocuted. Like, electrocuted myself. You did what? I electrocuted myself. What? Electrocute. Like, just the fact that whole, like, what in the world? I told my mom on the phone that we'll find out if I have superpowers probably in the next few days. And then she goes, okay, well, you can go rob a bank. I said, girl, I am not the villain. Okay, I'm the superhero, babe. Like, I'm gonna own the banks. I'm not gonna rob them. What? I mean, what the hell? What in the Joker? Anyways, so today, since we're talking about, I guess, raising vibrations, we'll see if I start manifesting a lot quicker after this, then like, I'll do a DIY video. No, I'm just playing. That's not funny. Do not harm yourself. But honestly, though, like, I did kind of think, like, what if I like zapped, like, what if I like raised my vibrations? Like, we'll see. We'll see. I'll keep you guys posted. Today, I wanted to talk about something that raised my vibration, physically and spiritually, and it's manifesting. And I'm so excited to talk about this because I can talk about this forever. And I'm going to try not to, but I'm really going to try to like give you guys the spiel. Like the whole, You ever like meet someone or you're like a coworker or something, y'all are talking and then y'all randomly start talking about like manifesting or like spiritual stuff or whatever. And they're like, oh, what's manifesting? Or what's law of attraction? And you're like, ding, ding, like opportunity opened. Like you get so excited. You're like, what's what? And then you just go on about like, you know, the rant. I don't know. If you can relate and you're that type of person, like I love you because that is me. I love talking about shit like that. So today we're going to talk about shit like that. And I wanted to start off and say, no matter what religion you are, what like you believe in, I'm putting that aside, okay, in this video because it's not really about that. Like, yes, I think it can manifesting is a form that most religions actually follow in some type of way. Like, I read this Forbes article and it literally did say that. So, you know, just saying, do your research. But no matter what that is, you're manifesting your reality no matter what. Like no matter what it is that you believe in. Whether you believe in nothing, whether you believe in something, it doesn't matter. I feel like you should know that you're creating your own reality. Like you're where you are because you want to be where you are and you're doing the things to stay or be where you are. And I mean, yeah, you can really believe it or not. I think that's the real thing when people start talking about manifesting and it's like the debate of like, is it real? Is it fake? Whatever. It's always that. It's always like it's not real, blah, blah. But it's like, no, but like it literally is like science. Like Bill Nye the Science Guy. Like hit him up. Like, I don't know. Look some shit up and then talk to me. That's my whole thing. That's the type of person I am. Like, I'm open-minded and I'm not going to judge people for what they're doing because I'm not God. I'm not the universe, whatever it is that you believe in. I'm not like the higher power. So who am I to tell you that, you know, you can't believe in that? You need to stop that shit, that voodoo shit, whatever. Like, who am I to, like, girl, God did not make the minions to run around and, like, force people to, like, be like, believe in them. Believe, like, I don't think that's what he wanted. I don't think that's what they wanted. I don't know what they are. I don't think they really are a he, she. I think it's like like, it's just, I don't know. I'm talking about like my perspective of this, of course. But I'm saying either way, whatever it is that you do believe in, I'm not the type of person that's going to like shove religion or shove any ideas like that down anyone's throat. Like, I don't think that's anyone's responsibility. Like, I'm not going to be up at night because Rebecca had an affair in her marriage. Like, baby, Rebecca do Rebecca. Who am I to tell Rebecca what to do? Do her, that is not my business. I'm not about to be over there sending her fucking on Facebook, sending her Facebook, you know, Jesus quotes. And I don't know. I'm not going to be doing all that. I think that shit is crazy. Like, y'all go into clinics and shit. Like, oh, I'm not even gonna go there, but like, I don't know. I just think that's so dangerous and kind of scary and like gives culty vibes. Like pushed religion, like forced religion is like culty vibes. I think because Christianity is like a norm in this country, you know, which I'm not saying like I was raised Christian, like and I still am like pretty much Christian. I just am like more spiritual and open-minded. And like, yeah, I don't think that like, I think that just because it's like the norm religion here, that it's people think it's okay to like just force it down people's throat. And I'm like, I don't know. Like, I get it. You want to like bring people to him or them, whatever it is. I mean, I'm just saying him because I mean, I was raised Christian, and obviously they say God is, a he. Do I think that? No, I think God is God, period. But I think because of that, it gets kind of like dangerous, and people start being like, whoa, it has to be this way, it has to be this way. And I think it gets like really weird. Like if God had a POV camera on him, like their facial reactions to the things that y'all do would be like, what? Who told them to do that? They said I said it? When did I say it? Pull up the receipts, because I'm God. So I got all of them, and I never told them to fucking do what they did. I do think that. Like, I really do think God be up there like, what the hell? That is not what I meant. That is not what I was saying. Anyways, whether you want to believe it or not, manifesting's real. Sorry. With manifesting, obviously comes law of attraction, which is also a very much real thing. You can go to any library, go online, and you can read thousands of studies of just law of attraction, dating back to fucking however long. Like, I bet cavemen, if they had the technology, I know there was a caveman out there that was chilling and was like, I need some fucking papayas right now, because I don't know if me and my family gonna make it. I don't know. And I bet you they were like, you know what? I'm gonna find them fucking papayas. It doesn't matter if it takes a day, 2 days. I'm finding papayas, because that's just what I'm gonna fucking find. I bet you they fucking found that shit. And I just know it. I just know. Like, that's how far back manifesting has to work, because at the end of the day, we're all energy. Like, everything's energy. Like, and if you know the basics of how energy works, then like, why would you not believe it? Like, no matter what you're, whatever. I don't know. It's just weird. I'm like, we all loved Bill Nye the Science Guy back in the day, and now everybody's trying to, whoa, that's weird. I'm like, what the hell? All we're saying is you say you want to do something and it happens. That's all it is, bro. That's all it is. Nobody said you had to sacrifice a lamb. Now, yeah, there may be people out here that have to do that with their beliefs. I'm not saying that's what I do. I love animals, but I'm just saying. So I think people, if you're open to manifesting, or if you know about it, or if you don't know about it, I think literally just reading about it is okay. I think just because you were raised one way, or just because you were told that this something, like saying what you want and it being there, is impossible, just because you were told that and that was like a limited belief that you have, doesn't mean that it's impossible and like it's not a real actual thing that happens. That's all I'm saying. So I would read all these articles, and I actually was reading articles today for this episode. I have read articles before about this when I first kind of started learning about it and being like, growing up, looking back, I manifested stuff like my entire life. Like, I always manifested stuff. And I just didn't know what it was. Like, I just didn't know like the definition of manifesting and of what law of attraction, like I knew what law of attraction was. I learned it in school, but I didn't know about it applying to like my reality and in like physical sense of, you say you want something, you can have it. You say you're going to do something, you're going to do it, just by believing it and saying it. Like, I didn't realize how that could apply to your everyday life, but I was doing it the whole time. And that's why I really love like kind of telling people about manifesting, because once you sit back and really think about the stuff, everyone that I've talked to about manifesting, whether they like are asking me about it or they just learned about it or whatever, they've said the same thing of like, yeah, like low key, I'll look back at stuff like, wait, I've kind of manifested that whole situation. And like, I've been looking back on it like it was negative, but like I actually caused that. And I'm like, OMG, like literally. And if more people knew about manifesting and knew the definition of it and what it could do, more people would use it in a beneficial way, I feel like. That's why I want to talk to y'all about it. That's why I love, like, when my friends ask me stuff or, like, like, love to want to watch stuff or read books about it. Like, it's exciting because it's like, yes, like, let's all educate ourselves so that we can all live our dreams and be happy. Why can't that be a thing? Like, why does just this person's dream have to happen? Or why does everyone look at it that way? As if, like, it's like, oh, well, those are the type of people that have dreams that can come true, but, like, I'm not. Like, why would you? What? Who said that? Who said you weren't? Who said it? So, if you are one of those people like me where you like proof, you want to sit there, you want to read an article, I don't know if it's, I don't know. You can call it nerdy, you can call it whatever you want, but I'm that bitch. I love some receipts, I love some research because I want to know, like, I want to see the evidence. Fuck the facts without the evidence. They're not facts without evidence. So I'm the type where I'm like, let me watch that movie or let me read that book, let me read that article, see that interview, whatever. And there was one that I came upon, and it's from, now the name I'm 1000% gonna butcher, so I'm not gonna say the full name, but their last name was Andrea, and it was on, the link was on Forbes, so I would maybe look it up. But he studied the concept of praying, which is, that's a form of, like, in a religious way, praying. But that's also, just speaking what you want or saying affirmations, saying, what it is that you want, same thing. But he studied the concept of that and healing in women wanting pregnancy. And half of the women were prayed for and the other half weren't. So these women weren't praying themselves, but they had these people. Well, actually, maybe they were. I don't know. But I know that it was basically this group of people had people praying for them. This group of people didn't didn't get prayed for. And then they basically, tested to see their pregnancy rates after that. And first off, the people that weren't prayed for, I'm gonna pray for you because that kind of was sad when I read that. But for the people that were prayed for in this, they had twice the pregnancy rate than the people that didn't get prayed for. And it's like, what? Like, look at that. So, literally, for people saying, like, I'm gonna pray for you, like, and they're in their room or whatever, or I don't know if I guess since this is a study, they most likely, like, had them come in and pray for them, like, witnessed it. But it's crazy. Like, those people were just saying whatever, like, I'm wishing pregnancy to this family and happiness or whatever. They're saying that for this person that they don't even know. And they got, like, most of them got pregnant. That's just so cool. Like, that's just one small example of the thousands and thousands. But anyways, I just mean there's so many examples that law of attraction and manifesting is real. So if you really, if you're saying that you don't believe it, but you also haven't, like, really done any work to try to believe it, then, like, that opinion doesn't really, like, matter to me. Like, I want to see an opinion of someone that has at least taken the time to read the studies and see what everyone's talking about. Then if they come to me and still say, like, oh, I don't really like it, then I'll be like, oh, okay, I get it, but at least you, like, educated yourself and, like, did your part to make the decision on whether or not it's something that you're going to support or not. So that's all I'm saying. But something else that really, when I was doing my whole, like, okay, I've like, now I know what manifesting is. I feel like I've been manifesting a lot of stuff my whole life. But like, how real is it? Like, yeah, we got the scientists, we got the people doing studies, but like, what about the people that like we listen to or watch on TV or whatever, like, because they're ultimately, quote unquote, you know, for society standards, are quote unquote living the dream. So it's like, okay, so you're telling me that these people didn't manifest, like they had to. So while doing my little research, and some of these people I was just fans of, and I've, you know, like some people that I'm about to name are people that I've become fans of, and that I know have talked about spirituality or manifesting, whatever. And some of these people are people that I was like, what? Like, they did what? So you can literally go online right now, and there's hundreds of infamous people who talk about how they manifested the reality that they're living. And that's from people in sports, singers, rappers, actresses, actors, directors, engineers, pilot. Like, this is everyone. Like, they're just people that are infamous in whatever it is that they do or at a higher status and well known for it. There's so many that talk about their stories and how they're like, yeah, this is one of the things I did to get where I'm at. Jim Carrey, love him. Manifested his entire reality, has a really cool like story, and he has plenty of interviews about it. So you can go on YouTube, look anywhere for him and all of these people really that I'm looking at. I feel like you can look up probably interviews or like articles, whatever, of them talking about it, songs, movies, whatever. Marilyn Monroe, her as well. Fucking Oprah Winfrey, Ariana Grande, Drake, the Beckhams, fucking Jack Harlow, fucking, like, the list can go on and on and on. But it's not really a coincidence that these are people that are saying, yeah, this is something that I also learned, and I've gotten to this status that maybe I couldn't have even imagined. Like, obviously, you did imagine it. That's the pun because it's manifesting. But, these people probably, some of them hit successes way higher than they even thought that they were, like that they were aiming to even hit. But it's because it's the power of like manifesting and your energy and just figuring out like, what is it that I want? What is it that I'm like being drawn to? Like, what is it that I feel like a moth to a flame? Whatever passion that is, whatever goal that is, you got to think about it. Like, if David Beckham decided not to touch the soccer ball, like, where would he be? You know what I mean? Like, he obviously wanted to do this for a reason. He felt either called to it, or he felt like this is just something I really enjoy, or I don't know why I'm just really happy when I do this particular thing. And he stuck with it, and he didn't give up on it, and like, look where it got him. And that, is for all of these, people that I've named, and all of the people that I haven't also named. This is just something where normally people don't want to listen to just normal people talk about manifesting or anything, because they look at it as, oh, well, like, why haven't you hit the lottery yet? Or how I haven't, whatever ignorant comment they want to make. But then it's like, okay, but these are the people that you scream and cry over, watching a football game, when they fucking do a touchdown, you're fucking hugging up on your bro, like, whatever, it's kind of like, these are people that you do look up to. Like, these are people that you do listen to or love their music or love their movies or their art or whatever it is. These are those people. So it's like, if you don't want to maybe look at it or believe the opinions of just average people when they talk about the stuff that they've manifested, big or small, then it's like you can also look at half of the people that you look up to and that you praise and that, you know, you wear jerseys of and see their stories as well. So, and it's cool. Like, it's cool as fuck to know that. I don't know. I mean, I'm not, I'm not this type of person, but I mean, everyone knows that this is kind of how society works, but they put people of status or celebrities on like such a high ass pedestal. Like, wow, you did this, that's great. Or because of social media, because of the time of today, it's like, wow, you did this, that's terrible. And you still get support somehow. Weird. But either way, it's like, you know, these people, or if you are listening to this and you are, you know, an influencer or whatever it is, you know, I feel like those people, you people, are just people at the end of the day that just have access to things that a lot of people want. And it's kind of weird and unhealthy when there's a whole bunch of strangers idolizing you or putting their opinions on every single thing that you do, whether you have a good day, bad day, whether whatever it is, like whatever you bring to the table, whatever it is that you're allowing people to see, is like everyone just runs with it and they feel like they can judge you for everything that you do. But also, it's like these are the people that you look up to, and you also put at such a high pedestal that you're shaming them for doing normal ass shit that everyone else does, you know? I think it's weird. It's so weird. And like, yes, I love like I think like pop culture is cool and crazy because for me I look at it as a timeline. I don't really look at pop culture and all that stuff as like a this is a significant like yeah, there is some stuff there I feel like was like a glitch in the matrix, maybe. But at the end of the day, there's you know, I look at it more as like a timeline of events and like remembering what was happening in my life during this event or like when NSYNC broke up. Like, heart still fucking ain't healed from that. But you know what I mean? Like, stuff like that. But I feel like people make it so personal and like, you know, when they start sending hate or it's just weird. And it's like at the end of the day, these are just normal ass people that were just like you, a normal person. Like, yes, there are Nepo babies or whatever you want to say of people that were born, you know, from people that are well known or celebrities or whatever. And like, yeah, y'all love to talk shit about it now. And I'm not saying I'm not saying I support it or I think that it's fair that, you know, there's people in life that are just born with access to whatever it is that they want. Like, yeah, that's not fair, but also that's their reality. What the fuck? They can't help who their parents are, just like we can't help who our parents are or our grandparents or whatever. Like, why are you mad? Like, we are the same ones that's on TikTok making jokes about how fucking Stormy won with Parents of the Year or Parents of the Life, whatever the fuck, which, like, she did. But yeah, you know, it's weird and it goes so like both ways and it's so hypocritical and just stupid. Like, it's just so stupid. These are just normal people. And when you look at these manifesting stories, it's also so nice and like humbling to a sense to know that the like again a reminder that these are just normal people that wanted things and because they wanted it and they stuck to it and they you know made sure that this is something that, you know, they need to do in life. Like now they're where they are. Like it's, you know, it's weird. It's just, it's not weird, but I just mean, it's weird how people just don't look at it like that. Like they idolize these people and like, I don't know. It's just weird. It gets toxic quick with that whole like idea of things. It just gets toxic quick because it's like the opinions and stuff and the harm that can be done to someone because you're acting like they're a god or goddess, or like they're not an actual human being. Like, a knife will cut them the same way it cuts any of us. You know, it's not like they're not Iron Man. They're just a normal person that got an opportunity and had a dream, just like Martin and everyone else. And they made it happen because they believe that they can make it happen. Point blank, period. I don't know how, much down I can like play, like, say that. Like, it just is what it is. They said they wanted to do something and they did it. That's all. People are out here thinking you have to do all this or there's all this other stuff involved. And it's like, no, it really is just as simple as saying you want to do something and doing it, or writing down you want to do something and you do it. That's it. That's all. But I kind of want it to go a little bit into Jim Carrey's story just because it's too good not to. But I'm not going to go into his whole story, like, from how he was raised and all that stuff. But he wrote a check for $10 million, put the date for like 10 years down the road, and he later cashed that same exact check exactly 10 years after. Now, I'm not saying the exact date, on there was like that day. However, that was the check that he wrote 10 years before. He put a random date that was 10 years ahead and was able to cash that fucking check. I think that was kind of one of the first stories that I kind of came across when I was like kind of learning about it. And it was so crazy. Like, his whole story is kind of wild. Because I think his family, like, pretty sure they grew up very like poor, like they didn't really have anything and all this stuff. But you can definitely go check out his full story if you want. I'm pretty sure I watched it on YouTube. But I was like, what? And he was able to cash that check 10 years later for $10 million because that was right after he did The Mask, Dumb and Dumber, Ace Ventura. Like, that was exactly after that. So because of the success from all those movies that he did within that time span, he literally cashed that same exact check that he kept in his wallet every single day for 10 years. He kept that same exact check in his wallet. Like, come on, people. If that's not enough to convince you, then I don't know. I don't know. Like, I just don't know. I mean, it's not really my job to, like, I'm not really trying to, like I said, force it down your throat. But I'm just saying, like, show you the proof of this working. Because I feel like whether you believe it or not, I'm not saying that everyone has to do it or participate in it. No, that's your decision. But I think that, like, the people that are being like, oh, but it's not real, that's why I'm not doing it. I was like, okay, well, open a book, babe. Open an article. You might can like find just, a smidget of evidence. If it takes you 500 articles to read, then that's on you. But, like, come on. Facts don't be lying. But yeah, today I want to kind of talk a little bit also about the things that I've manifested. And towards the end of this little segment, like, I also kind of want to give you guys just tips on, like, just basics, one-on-one manifesting for dummies, like, just blank period, how you can start, how you can do it, blah, blah, blah. So, like I said, I've manifested a lot of things in my life. And there's, like, there were so many to kind of really, like, talk about. Like, there's, like, the littlest things that like, you manifest big and small and all in the middle. It's not all about, like, oh, I'm saying that I manifested $1 million and then I manifested a Lamborghini. Like, I'm not saying that, like, that's what I've done my whole life. But I'm saying you can start small, like especially when learning, you can start small, but it's funny how the smallest things you can manifest. And like I said, I have a puppy. He's a chocolate English Cocker Spaniel, and his name is Oakley, and I love him. And I got him as a birthday gift around April, like the middle of April, right before my birthday in May. And it's just crazy. Like even the day I got him, I manifested it because when we were going to see him, we actually weren't going to pick him up that day like we were supposed to, but we were like, oh, like my mom was like, oh, I think we should wait and pick him up on this other day whenever we went down to like, meet him and stuff. And I was so upset because I was just like, damn, like I'm not a spoiled brat. I'm so grateful to have that dog. Like I'm so grateful. You guys don't understand. I lost my dog that I had for the last like 12 or 13 years about a year ago. And yeah, that was so fucking hard for me. And I was without like my own dog for a while. And yeah, I'm so happy with Oakley, even when he's a bad boy doing stuff that he has no business doing. I still love him and I wouldn't trade him for the world. But even like the day we went to get him, it was like a, nah, we're not going to pick him up day, today thing. And I was like, oh my gosh. And I was more upset only because I know me, like when I see that dog and lay eyes on it, it's a wrap. Like I'm going to want to leave. I'm going to want to get up with my little child and, dip. I don't want to have to like meet him and then leave him there after I have fallen in love. You want me to just leave this puppy there and wait to come back? Like I would be spending that however long many days, like literally just like, oh my gosh, is he okay? Like, of course he's okay. But, that's just how I am. Like, I love animals. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, this is going to be so hard meeting him and not being able to take him home today. And I remember before I got in the car, I was like, look, it's fine. Like, if odds are in my favor, I'm going to take him home today. And guess what happened? Took him home that day. And I was like, see, like, this is just another little small example of like the power of manifesting. Like, I didn't, there's ways to it. You definitely don't want to overthink it. You definitely don't want to like just say it once and be like, merp, like, okay. When it comes to like a big goal, but when it comes to like little stuff, all you have to really do is just say it with your chest. Like that's from my experience. If you just say something with your chest, however, be careful with that, and I'm gonna go into that later. Things will happen. Like things will happen. And after I got Oakley, I was like scrolling on Pinterest one night and I like went on my vision board. Like I have a little vision board on Pinterest. Who does it? And I legit, cause yeah, I go on Pinterest every like, every now and then, like, but I have hella boards. So it's not like I'm going through each and every one, especially when it comes to vision boards. Like I'm the type where like around a certain time, I'll just make one and be like, okay, like, towards the end of the year or whatever, I'll just make one and be like, okay, this is all the things that I want. This is all the things I want to bring in. And then, sometimes people will like put it as their lock screens or look at it every day just to like put it up or make a poster and make sure you see the poster every day. So yeah, your subconscious, is like looking at that subconsciously throughout the day. But when it comes to like Pinterest, for instance, like I'm already kind of not on my phone like that sometimes. So I just kind of will make my board and be like, yeah, I know this is the things that I want and kind of leave it for a little while. And I did that. And when I got on there, I legit saw a, a still a puppy, but like a bigger version of Oakley. Dead ass chocolate English. Because I've always said like my neighbor growing up had Cocker Spaniels, and they were the sweetest. He had 3, and they were so cute and so sweet. And we used to like get on the back of his truck and like have the dogs out there and like go down the street or whatever, like, with my dad. And I always said like I wanted a Cocker Spaniel. And like my last dog wasn't a Cocker Spaniel, but like that was still my baby in my heart. And I've had her since I was 12. But I always said when I got older, like, that was like a dog that I just wanted. Like, I always loved Lady and the Tramp. I don't know. I was just thought they were cute. And then, you know, I started seeing, like, I found this puppy site and I saw some and I was like, okay, well, in the future, I'll go to this site and like get a dog because whatever. And that ended up happening. And when I looked on the Pinterest board, it legit was down to like the color. And I was kind of like, that. Those are the moments where you can kind of get like a little bit freaked out by manifesting because you're like, damn, bitch, to the T. To the T, the universe had that. They said, baby, you said you want what? What's the detail? Like, what is it? Okay, bet. And yeah, I got him. Like, I mean, obviously, I wasn't like particular, like, I need a chocolate, whatever. I just, was like, oh, okay, like, I'll get a Cocker Spaniel. And then my mom picked his brother out, actually. And I saw him, and his brother was still so adorable and stuff. But I just didn't feel that, like, pull in my heart. Like, I believe in love at first sight to a certain extent, kinda. And like, I don't know, like I feel like if you like feel something when you like see something or like especially when it comes to like animals and something, that's how you like know, like your instinct, your intuition is just telling you. And when I saw like the little picture of him, I like melted. I was really like, oh my freaking gosh, he was so cute and just a little furry ball. And I got him. But like I picked him, like I was like, actually, I'm kind of feeling this one. And mom was like, okay, bet, whatever. And I got him. And yeah, it's just funny, like, and it goes back to my mom. Speaking of my mom, growing up, she had vision boards, and she actually had this journal that she's had since she was like 19, and she would go and get magazines, like shopping, like back in the day, they didn't have like they had a lot of like shopping catalogs, like everything was in like a magazine or a newspaper or whatever. And she said that she would cut out all of the things that she wanted. And she would like, put it on a page or put the year or whatever. And she would put it on her bed and go to bed every night. And she has manifested every single thing on that, even down to her like dream home. Like at a point, my mom, like my childhood home growing up, everything that was in that book has come true. So like, I don't know if that has come from, I don't know, like thinking about it, maybe just when I was younger, like I saw it and I just didn't think of it as like, I don't know, or paid attention to it. But she's done that. And, you know, for the last however many years, I started doing like vision boards, mainly for like, New Year's resolution, like what do I want like to bring in, or what do I want my vibe to be? I don't know. I just started doing it and it's really helped me. So I will say, I guess that's the first tip that I would recommend if you want to start manifesting anything in life. Um, I think one, picking whatever goal it is. Now, I'm the type where I don't think you have to pick just one. It kind of depends on your energy and really how much you want to put in. If there's one thing that you're very passionate about and you're like, no, I need all of my attention on this because this is what I want, then I think that that's amazing. And I think that that should be that main goal that you're aiming for. However, like when it comes to a vision board, like I'm not going to put on there just like this one thing. Like for me personally, I like to put on there like, like my next dream home, or, if I want to travel, like if I see like a cute relationship or like a couple or something, like I like to, you can either print out pictures or you can do it online, or you could print out, like go to magazines and cut some out. But I just kind of come up with a vibe, like, of the energy I want, like whether it's love, new job, new career, whatever. That's how I personally do it. So you can start from one thing, or you can start from just a whole bunch of different things. And when you get those different things, I would kind of either take small steps towards all of them, if that's how you operate, or I would just pick one thing to start off and really try to kind of focus on. But after you find that goal, like I said, big or small, Shoot for the stars, baby. I'm telling you, really do it. Next, what has helped me and a lot of the people that I know that also, manifest is after finding whatever it is that you want, be grateful for what it is that you have. Like, show that gratitude for everything that you have now. Because why would the universe or whatever give you something if you're not even grateful for the things that you have now? What? And yeah, like sometimes I do feel like the universe is like a parent, like, teaching you from wrong or right. Like, why else will we be on this floating rock in the middle of space? So that's the next thing and it really will help. Like, I'm telling you, gratitude for some people, and for me too, it has worked. But like, I know people that it takes them far, like, it can really get you far at like whatever it is goal that you want, because being so grateful for what it is that you have and maybe helping people for what they don't have, whether you have it or you don't have it, whatever, can like really kind of like jump scale your goals, because you're putting out positive energy. Like, you're thanking the earth or whatever, the universe, God, whoever, for the things that you have, and telling them like, I appreciate this. Whether people can look at the situation and agree or disagree, I appreciate the things that I have in life, because no matter what it is in life that you have, there's people that don't have it. Think about that. Like, whether it's a roof over your head, whether it's food, whether it's eyesight, whether it's, good health, a family, you need to be grateful for every single thing that you have, because there is someone that doesn't have something, where they're struggling, and their goal is to have that. So that is something that I feel like just being grateful all the time, being grateful every day for everything that you have, is just good to do. Like, just be a good person and just be grateful. But also, when it comes to manifesting, I think that it really kind of does help, because it allows more room for opportunities to start flowing in. And the next thing that I think is a good follow-up from that is coming up with a visualization. So this is kind of basically where this vision board aspect can come in. Or, it doesn't have to be a vision board. It could be if you like to meditate and visualize what you want, or if you like to draw whatever it is that you want, whatever it is that makes you feel like you're in the moment of whatever it is that you want, or you already have that goal, is going to make it feel more real. And the realer it feels, the more realer it's going to become. So that's a tip that I've learned in the years, is that visualization is kind of creepy. Like, it's like a creepy hack for me. Like I said, everyone's different. So some stuff is going to work for some people, some stuff's not. You really kind of have to just figure out what it is that works for you. But when I tell you, like I said, the Pinterest board of fucking future Oakley, and then looking at my baby puppy Oakley at 4 months, and like on my bed laying next to me, being like, what the fuck? Like, side by side image, bitch, clone. Like I said, I wanted that. What was I being particular about, what he looked like exactly? No, but damn, universe had it. Universe said, oh, but I got it. We got that same image. We said, copy paste, babe, just for you. So these are things that are really going to help you in whatever goal it is. Whatever goal it is, I swear this will help you. Come back later and let me know how it's helped you. But last, but certainly not least, in this whole step by step, is after you do this, you have to trust and you have to surrender to whatever it is, the thought, the prayer, the goal. You have to do that. You have to just trust that The universe is going to make it happen for you. And it is what it is. God is going to make it happen. Jesus, Mary, whoever it is that you believe to, that you pray to, like, you have to just already believe and know that, like, they're going to bring this to me because I'm so grateful for this already, and they know that I deserve this. That's all. Like, that's really as simple as it can be if you want to just use that as an example or start using that as like an affirmation or whatever. Like, that's really as simple as it can be. You have to trust. You can't start fixating to like an unhealthy point on whatever it is that you want. Like, if you want love, for instance, and you're like, okay, I want love, and like, this is the type of boy I want to bring in. And, you know, you've done the thing, you know, you've done majors, you done listened to episode 2 and gotten the key to competence. All right. And then you listen to episode 1 and you learned how to love yourself and nobody else. Well, kind of, yeah. But, you know, once you've learned that and you're like, okay, now I'm ready for love and I know what I want. You can't fuck it up and just start being like, okay, I have to plan like 57 dates. Like, I have to go on every single dating app and I have to start looking. What, like, whoa. Slow down. Okay. That's not what's that's called obsessing. That's called overfixating. And that's honestly going to push it further away. That's going to, I swear. And I'm saying this from experience. Like, I'm not saying that I've like been obsessive over like a boy or no, but I'm saying like, in the past, if you get so focused on a goal to the point where you're starting to get really frustrated because that's all you're like thinking about and you're like, oh my god, when's it coming, or whatever, that can just not get you anywhere. No matter what it's for, whether it's a job, love, whatever, house, apartment, dog, cat, that's not gonna do it. If anything, I promise you, it's gonna push it away further because it's kind of gonna like show the universe that you're not ready for whatever it is that you want because you're already kind of getting frustrated and annoyed that it hasn't come yet. Like, you're not being patient. So that is a no-no. Do not do that. No. What you're going to do is you're going to, like Jim Carrey, you know, you wrote that check, you prayed over it, meditated over it, whatever it is that you want to do. And then he puts it in his wallet. Now, he didn't say this, at least, you know, he didn't say that he was just taking it out every day and like going to the bank and like praying over it and like, you know, doing a little dance and a hymn and then going back, you know, home. He literally just said, like, I don't know if he kept the same wallet, he probably didn't, but, you know, he kept that check in every wallet that he had. He made sure that he had that wallet in that check so that it could absorb that money energy or something to, you know, make his reality happen. So that's what I mean. You want to have that goal or have that vision board, put it up. Maybe if you want to look at it every morning and kind of do like a little breathe in exercise or whatever, that's one thing, that's healthy. But once you start getting unhealthy or being obsessive or starting to be impatient and starting to, you know, and we've all seen it in different forms. Like, you know, it's sad when you see those people that, like, well, I know I've seen like people where they've been in kind of like a bad situation, but they made it worse instead of making it better. And then they start being mad because they're like, why is it making it worse? Why is it making it worse? And then they keep reacting worse, and then it's making it even worse than that. And they start blaming like God or blaming like the universe and being like, why is this happening? And I'm like, babe, that's what you're manifesting. And honestly, that's the smooth transition to the last thing I kind of want to talk about with this whole manifesting thing, is that you can also manifest negative shit, okay? People don't want to talk about it. People don't want to actually just look at the facts, or people don't want to acknowledge it. But you can manifest the bad just like you can manifest the good. And maybe this is why people start getting scared and being like, this is voodoo. No, it's not. It's just what you put out is what you get. So if you're out here saying, I want to be in a loving relationship with a bad bitch and blah, blah, blah. And then let's say the universe is like, okay, let me give you this bad bitch. So they give you a bad bitch. And then guess what happens? Things were good, honeymoon phase, rose colored lenses. Now, rose colored lenses are getting a little bit foggy. And now you're sitting here being like, ooh, is that another bad bitch I see coming? Is that another bad bitch I see coming? So then you're like, oh, wait, well, maybe the universe is, bringing me this other one. And it's like, no, the universe is testing your ass because you said that you wanted a bad bitch. So they gave you a bad bitch. And now that you have a bad bitch, they're like, okay, well, let's see. You said you wanted this bad bitch. So we're going to put this other bad bitch in front of you. And we're going to see if this is what you want. We're going to see if you're going to fall for the test, because if you really wanted the bad bitch that you have, you would not, fall for this test. You would pass, and you would continue to have a great future with your bad bitch. And then what do? And I'm not saying, talking female or male. I'm literally just giving a random example. This could be two girls. This could be whatever. Either way, they're dating a bad bitch. So if you identify as a bad bitch, then you could be who I'm talking about. I don't know. But, then they go ahead and fall for it. They take the other bad bitch, so now they think they got two bad bitches, and what happens? They lose the baddest bitch. They lose the first one. So now she's gone, and then they're like, fuck, but I don't give a fuck, because I just got her replacement. Your replacement on the phone type of energy. So then they get with her, and then guess what happens? They start fucking up, or they start cheating, or now your bad bitch done got a bad bitch. Oop. And now you're like, I should have treated the first baddest bitch right the first time. Why is this happening to me? Yeah, why do you think it's happening? There's this thing called karma. And, I would look it up, and I would, see why that thing is happening. But, yeah, it's the same thing. That's it all relates. I don't know why everyone is so divided when it comes to this whole religion thing. I get it, because everyone wants to think that their beliefs are more beliefs than their beliefs, but it's you could look at it as manifesting, you could look at it as praying, you could look at it as karma. It doesn't, there's so many different ways you can look at it, but it's the same principle. It's the same principle of what you put out, you receive. So if you want to put out something that you want to receive, then you will receive it. But if you're trying to say, I want this, but you're doing some fugazi shit on the side, then you're going to keep getting fugazi shit until you sit there and you say, I don't want to be fugazi no more. And the universe is going to say, you sure? You got to prove it. And then once you prove it, then your life will turn around. But everyone forgets that. And it's so annoying. It's so fucking annoying to have just people in your life that you care about manifest terrible shit. To have to sit back and watch it is oh my gosh, this is pitiful. I feel like I'm watching someone get booed on stage. I feel the secondhand embarrassment I feel right now, because you won't grow the fuck up and open your eyes. It's crazy. It's really crazy. And it sucks. It really kind of hurts, because I don't know, for me, I want the best for all the people in my life. If there's a way that I can make all the people in my life shine, I want to do that. But it's just unfortunately, people are, people are themselves. I'm myself, you're yourself. So I'm going to make my own decisions. You're going to make your own decisions. Whether I think those decisions are good or bad, whether it matters if I think they're good or bad. You can't control anyone, or you can't, if someone's doing anything bad or unhealthy, there's no way that you can force them not to. It's you're on your own type of thing. You have to learn yourself, unfortunately. You have to go through those hard lessons to learn the lessons that you need to learn. And some are going to be worse than others. But, I mean, that's not to judge that person. That's just their journey. That's how they had to learn whatever it is that they needed to learn. whatever lesson in life that the universe or God or whatever gave them that they needed to learn, like they're gonna have their strengths and weaknesses just like everyone else. And yeah, like uh, for instance, a perfect example of this is that I manifested an apartment to a T. Like this is one of those things where the universe was to a T, okay? And I was moving away for school, and it was all these different housing options, and I was like, I would like a house, but then there's like stuff you have to do on your own for your house, like you have to do like the repairs with the lawn type of thing. um and then I was like, I don't really want an apartment though, because then that's like gives like big ass dorm energy with people that can like drink and be up all night. I don't know, like I was like, I don't know. And then I found like this whole town home deal, and I was like, ooh, okay, that's perfect, like I love that. And I remember literally manifesting, and this is a way, like I've tried different ways of manifesting to figure out which was the best for me. For me, there's several ways that I can do it, but like this time I was practicing like, I don't know if people call it scribing, but like where you write whatever it is that you want in like detail, or scripting, like whatever, you can write in detail what it is that you want, or you can just write like over and over again, like fucking Bart Simpson on that chalkboard, like I want this, I don't know, whatever. But for me, I think the more in detail you go, the more they'll give you that, because I've also learned like, oh, I want a new job, but you weren't particular about that damn job. And then you're like, oh, this is cool. And then you start and you're like, oh, that's not what the fuck I wanted. And now I done manifested it. Like, and it's like, it's kind of like an accidental manifest, but it's like you did manifest it. You just weren't specific with the universe what you wanted. Same with relationships. Done that so many times. Oh, this is the vibe I'm feeling. Never mind. Never mind, universe. That's not the vibe. Like, it works in several ways. But, you know, this time I was writing the place I wanted, and I had found a few of these apartments or townhouses in this area that were like 2 floors or 3 floors, where, one floor was mainly like everything, and the other floor was like, the bedrooms or whatever. And I was like, okay, I kind of like that. Like, I kind of like how it was separated. And then I found these other ones that were 3 stories, and you could have your own floor, like each roommate. And I was like, I need that. Like, I wrote down, I was very particular. I was like, this is what it is that I want. And when I tell you, I found an exact apartment that was legit like that. Like, I had a cute little like front patio area. Downstairs was the kitchen. Then it was one of my roommates and their bathroom, their room and bathroom. Then you go upstairs and it was the living room. And then it was a washer dryer. And then it was my bedroom, my bathroom. And then you go on the third floor, and then it was just their bed and their bathroom, and like a little space where they could like not really do anything. Like, it was a small space, but they had their own floor. And I love that idea. I was like, okay, having your own floor is kind of lit. Like, I guess, I don't know. And yeah, it was the apartment to a T. When I tell y'all, that apartment still haunts me to this day. Like, not in like that, like a literal haunting way, but I mean like the shit that happened when I was staying there, just the vibe that was there when I was there. Like, oh my, like those, I don't even think I'm gonna tell those like roommate stories, because I don't know. I'm not trying to get too personal in here, but let's just say one of my roommates left, and the other roommate shaved her head, and then another roommate came in, and it and it's not like, I'm not making it as a joke. Like, I mean, I can look back on it and laugh, because I think like all of us, or at least the one I keep in contact with, are, nice and healthy and healed today. But it's just, at the time, it was just so chaotic, is what I mean. It was the most chaotic shit. And it was like, I manifested something good. I wanted that apartment, but however, I didn't want what the fucking apartment came with. And it was a test, and some of the tests I passed, some of them I had failed. I don't know. But that was a perfect example of manifesting something, but like not really being ready for it or not being really as prepared as you need to be, or kind of rushing, or, being kind of impulsive. That's when that shit starts fucking up what it is that you're trying to manifest. Because, you're fucking over here rushing, basically rushing. And yeah, that experience was so wild. Like, has scarred me from roommates till this day. But I just mean, I wanted to tell that story because there is good and bad parts to this. Like, manifesting is an amazing thing, but I do think that people need to just, like, you can manifest stuff without really realizing you're manifesting it. Because if you're ever doing something with not like the best intention, I feel like it always comes back and bites you in the ass. And that's kind of how it was. Like with that apartment situation, is I wasn't like being evil or anything like that, but like it was definitely like a rush decision. Like I was kind of trying to rush, like not really thinking too much of the things through. And like that, I shouldn't have done that. And maybe that experience wouldn't have been like that if I would have. So that's all I mean by that, is just being like, just being prepared for that. Because I think, if you're comfortable with the reality that you have and you're not doing anything to change it, then like you can't complain about your reality not changing. But if you want it to change, that's amazing, that's beautiful, and you can do it. But you just have to be like, believe in yourself and not put out negativity and put out hate. Like, are there ways that you can reach your goals in a not so positive way? Yes, unfortunately there are, or fortunately for some people, I guess. But it's like, that's gonna bite you in the ass at the end of the day, because it's gonna be like that situation I just described. Like, you're gonna be thinking, oh, I'm living the dream, and yeah, I had to do some fucked up shit to get here, but I'm living the dream. And then when that fucking dream gets wiped away, and and the universe or whoever takes everything from you because of the shit that you did in order to get that, that's going to be a real tough wake up call. So, rather have your head screwed on right the first time so that you don't have to learn in those ways. And we've seen those stories. Like, we've legit seen the stories of the people, the R. Kellys, the Cosbys. I mean, I'm not trying to, but I'm just saying, like, I mean, there's a lot of stories of people that were idolized at a point or whatever because they're talented. And like I always say, you can be talented and be a terrible person. I don't know why people think that like you can't. Like, you can be the most attractive person and still be disgusting. You can be the most talented musician, actor, comedian, whatever. You can be that and still be shitty. Like, what? We see people put on Fugazi acts all the time. Why are we so shocked when it's like, this is, again, people putting these people on pedestals? And some of the time, they got away with it a lot of the time because they were put on a pedestal. So that's what I mean. It's unhealthy. We need to stop this. We need to stop this, because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter who you are. If you're doing some disgusting, weird ass shit, you need to be called out for it, or you need to, reap what you sow, I guess. Like, I mean, at the end of the day, I'm the type where it's like, karma's always going to be served. Whether it's in this life or the next, baby, karma is going to be served. I believe that in and out. And that's a whole nother spiritual discussion, maybe, with reincarnation or something. I don't fucking know. I'm not going to get on about it today, but that's something else that I highly believe. Like, if you haven't been served the justice here in this life, baby, one way or another, it's gonna find you, and it's gonna get you. Like, it just is. I've seen it too many times, and I don't know, but I do hope that I feel like this was maybe an interesting episode, but of course, I hope that you've learned something. And if you, of course, have any questions or confessions that you want to bring or tips that you used in manifesting, please like DM my podcast or Instagram or whatever. Like, please let me know. I do have a website that I just made, so I will be posting that on Instagram. So definitely be on the lookout for that. However, I do hope that something was I do hope that something was taken positively from this episode. Um I think manifesting is cool and it's something that everyone should know about, whether you want to believe in it or not. I just think it's interesting. Like, it's even interesting just to like hear people talk about their stories or anything. There's so many books about it. The Secret is obviously like the book that everyone talks about, but it honestly is a good book. And I think it's like a Netflix series too or something now. Like, it has a movie or something, so, or documentary, I guess I should say. I would take the time to do it because it's very interesting, seeing it like for yourself or hearing someone else experience it or whatever. It can be really magical. So I hope you all enjoyed this episode as much as I enjoyed filming it for you guys. I hope that wherever you are, you're having an amazing time and that y'all are staying safe out there because the world's a freaking crazy place. But love you, sweeties, so much. And yeah, thank you so much for all the support from anyone taking the time to listen to this. I feel like I go on this rant every episode, but it really does mean a lot. Like, just during this whole journey so far, it's just wild because, it's like people support you that you never would have thought supported you, and then it's like sometimes the people that you think are going to support you kind of don't support you. So it's like weird. It's like a weird balance, but like I don't care. I just appreciate anyone that is supporting me and taking the time to listen to me rant about nonsense for about an hour. So thanks so much for tuning in. Episodes again drop every single Friday. My Instagram for the podcast is Sweet Nostalgia Podcast on Instagram. And my personal Instagram is it's ITZ period Brits with 2 I's and 2 T's. But love you guys. Can't wait for next week. Please send me any requests or topic ideas or anything because the more I start getting, like, I want to go ahead and like jump the gun and start reading them in the episodes, start featuring them. So super excited about that. But have an amazing weekend and I will see you guys next week. Bye.